All right, you guys, we've got a small crowd today. We've got several people that are going to be listening on the recorded version as we do every week. Normally our attendance is 20 plus here. I've got a lot of people in trainings, meetings, doing some other stuff for the business. So we're going to hop right into it. Alana's going to go through some things, and then I'll follow up, and then we'll close it out for today. And as always, you guys, your partners, anybody who needs help, you got to let us know what's going on. What are the problems? What are the blockages so we can help you out with that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike, and I'm very excited to be here today. Today is August 26, 2020, and this is your Team Prosperity Wednesday training. Always really excited to be here with everybody, and I appreciate the people here as well as the people taking time to listen to the recording. Last night on the VF company training, Mike and I did a complete LinkedIn training. So if you all missed it, definitely catch the recording. It's in virtual.financial in the theater. So definitely check that out. And just a few short highlights from the training. Really important to think of new connections as a bridge, right? It's not just them. It's a bridge to their entire network. So choose wisely. And really the ultimate idea of everything is just getting people on the phone. The more people that we can talk to, the quicker we can get to a resolution, which means that you have more free time to talk to other people that we could potentially help and find solutions for. And opening up conversations. You know, this is what we talk about all the time, getting people on the phone. The intro call, the help call, the how many works call. Whatever way that I can get somebody to talk with me for 5-10 minutes, find out about them, see if there's any of our solutions, you know, that can benefit them. So here's just a few examples. People want to know what we do. We teach people about how money works. You could see people are very interested in that. People are also interested in just speaking with you. You just have to send, you know, enough connection messages and follow-ups and stay in front of people. You could see, you know, using like a calendar link for a 15-minute slot is an effective way to get people scheduled. And then just make sure you put them on a list or something so they don't fall through the cracks. And that's a big part of it, is just getting better organized and finding your organizational things that are going to work for you. So this is what I do. You know, I keep track of everybody in my CRM calendar, as well as I have like a LinkedIn follow-up sheet where I list how many follow-ups I've had with them, and it'll actually hyperlink me right to their profile. If you need my help getting organized, please let me know or reach out to your upline. And just like anything we do, whether it's about, new business partners, new clients, even if you're having activity, you don't have a lot of time, just remember it's always quality over quantity. So if you could bring in that one really good person, right, or talk to that really great potential client, or have that really, really good, interaction on social media, is worth more than, half effort. So just always think about that. Recruit up, hire up, try to always, look for better people, and just think about, the highest quality. So, and we're constantly doing this, me and Mike. We headhunt one great person at a time, and all the people on this call right now, you're one of them. Anyways, this is another thing that I went over yesterday. This takes me back to just having one quality comment, or one quality interaction. I really didn't have a lot of time this day, but I saw this was a very heavily trafficked post. It had 48,000, emojis and interactions, and 48,000 people liked or commented, or 1,300 people commented. So I put a nice little comment, tagged Gary, put my favorite quote in here, and you could see that interaction got a bunch of other interactions, likes, replies, and from there people wanted to connect with me. So and no matter what, I'm still trying to get them onto a call. Same thing. And remember, when you are talking to people, you're the brand. They want to know your why. They want to know what's your story. And that's really valuable. So don't forget that. And I wanted to congratulate Paul Wooderson. Not only did he get promoted to marketing director, but he's also a VF Coin qualifier. So we're going to wait till the end of the month, to have all of those qualifiers. But we wanted to congratulate Paul. Great job, Paul. And of course, we have our virtual convention coming up. And all great recruiters recruit from event to event. So Saturday, September 12th, that's in 2 weeks from Saturday. It's our regular time in our virtual Financial Theater. This would be a great event to invite people to that are looking at the business. Maybe they've already seen some information and they're just not sure if it's going to be the right fit for them. This would be a great event to invite them to. You could see we're going to have some special guest speakers, Tom Matthews, Bill Mitchell. From WealthWave, we're going to have some virtual financial leadership speakers. Me and Mike will be speaking, Greg, Daniel, Mike and Aaron Jennings. There's going to be some other people. So it's gonna be a great event. I'm really, really looking forward to everybody speaking. I know there's going to be other speakers as well. So I think it's going to be a good one. So I'm really looking forward to it. And we're really in a great spot. And I think that the people that are going to be at the convention, and I think you're going to see a great message. And like I said, we're in a great spot. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, and this came up this week, is our closed private Facebook group is actually only for our existing and our new partners. There's been some people that are inviting like friends in there, and you're going to notice they're not getting approved. That's going to be just because it's our own closed private group. So just keep that in mind. They can definitely join the group if they come and join us. Otherwise, the content in the group's not going to make any sense to them. So they don't need to know about our meetings or strategy or any of that stuff. And then these next two slides I actually grabbed from Bill Mitchell, the CEO of WealthWave, his trainings. And they look a little bit dated, but he's been in the industry for a really long time. I think that he brought up a really good point about being in sales. The two big problems in only doing sales is you're unemployed every day. So if you don't prospect, you don't eat, right? If you don't sell, not good. And then the limited income potential is just one person, right? You're limited to that 24 hours a day or less, right? Versus being in sales management. And the two big advantages, you can build a secure income and override a large amount of people, and like all of us do, have unlimited income potential, no limit to the number of sales reps, promotions, or income. So it just makes sense to leverage other people's time and talent, and everybody gets it that's on the call. So I just thought that these were a few cool slides. And again, this is a great time for policy review. I'm saying this for myself as well because everybody's worried right now. This is a great time to touch with clients. We've got a lot of great new solutions and things that we can help with. The last thing before I bring up Mike, we always have some great vendors that constantly want to come and do trainings for us, but we know how valuable your time is. So when Renee wanted to do an Everest training, I was just, letting her know that we've already had a lot of those. So she gave me some other options for trainings. So Mike is going to put a poll in the Facebook group, and we'll let her know what we would like her to train on. Here's a few ideas. So kind of keep that in mind. And, we appreciate everybody being on the trainings, but the bottom line is action, right? That's how we're going to make it happen. So go out there, have action, lean on us. Let us know how we can help you. And give me just a second. I'm going to grab Mike.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll hop right into it. Last night, we did the LinkedIn training, and it goes from everything from basic stuff all the way up to strategy on how to play the algorithm. So if you or your partners are in need of LinkedIn training or want some strategy on LinkedIn, last night's Tuesday national company meeting that Alana and I did is a good one to review. It's the end of August. We're going into September, October, November. This is remember, we talk about this in terms of the sweet spot for the year. It's a belt-high fastball. You know exactly what's coming down. You just have to get the bat off your shoulders and start to take some swings. Don't worry about the misses. Everybody misses. We talk about that. You can do some things to make sure that you are in a place where you look good online. And listen, with the COVID and the adoption of some of this virtual stuff, some of this remote working at a pretty high rate, now if you don't know how to do this stuff and you claim yourself to be a technology company, it's going to look very bad. So work with your partners. It doesn't take very long to teach them how to do two simple things. Number one is a screen share, be able to get on a screen share as well as host a screen share, and then be able to connect a three-way call. 0 results. So if you're working this business and you're having activity and you're having consistent activity and you're putting in the effort, 0 results should be unacceptable, not acceptable to you. And what you need to do is realize, why am I putting in the effort on the front side and nothing's coming out on the back side? Well, a lot of times what I see in our group is that even though we're an inviter or marketer, we still need to know how to frame conversations. We still need to know some of the closing language that a salesperson would need to know just to allow ourselves not to waste time with people. So, for example, Lana gets on the phone with a Tier 2. Person's been through a Tier 1 ABC interview. They know about the fees. Lana needs to, first thing is just confirm, hey, this is what this call is about today. This is what we're doing. We're going to do this, this, and this. We're going to take the fees that way. They say, wait, I didn't know I needed to pay today. I don't have the money. We're not 20, 30 minutes into the conversation. So by framing your conversation and telling people exactly what's going to happen on that particular call, whether it's an introduction call, whether it's a consultant call, no matter what it is, letting them know, like we've always said, they'll do either A or B. Fall into line, follow your lead, or B, give you a reason why you can't, and you can cut those people out early without wasting time. Our private Facebook group is for members only, like Alana said. We've got some things going on in there that you guys should kind of, not only for this small group that we have right here that's building, but what eventually will be huge nationwide teams. So what I try to implement for you guys is ways that I kind of think down the road, what would be the best way to handle A, B, or C? And for accountability, I think making an interactive post where other people can see what's going on and other people can comment, I think it makes it a more interactive post, and I think it works out better for everybody, upline, downline, individual basis. So when that post goes out, all you've got to do is just come in with your activity, post it. If you want to make comments about the week, good, bad, or ugly, these are things that will help you grow and develop. If you're not getting the results, once again, you should know the activity on the front side because we can fix those problems. And one thing that we talked about last night in the company meeting is Facebook, LinkedIn groups. If you're looking for lead generation, if you're looking how to prospect, these groups can be gold. However, you don't go into an insurance group on Facebook and argue about who's got the best company, the best comp. You go in there and make, comments that are what I call harmless. Somebody makes their first sale as an insurance agent, congratulate them. Give a little feedback about your first sale or something. It doesn't all have to be pitch, marketing, who's better. You can drum up and build interest in yourself by showing interest in other people, congratulating them, and just being out there offering valuable insight as well to help people. Team channel on WealthWave 360's got email templates, got documents, got a bunch of stuff that's only available to our team. So if you have questions about that, let us know. And you've got to be at the right place at the right time, according to Ray Kroc. You've got to recognize that opportunity, and then finally you've got to take massive action. So the reasons why people are not successful has a lot to do with their own personality defects, their self-sabotage, whether it's laziness, fear, whether they're blaming others, wasting time, whether they just don't want it bad enough, whether they feel entitled and it should be given to them, whether they're just surrounded constantly with negativity, whether they have no goals, no quality, they're thinking too small, or they don't believe in themselves or the opportunity at bay, then these are the reasons why people fail. So what we try to do is preemptively overcome some of this stuff by teaching you, yes, we have a business system, but we also have things like a time management and self-development system. A 12-week year, if you allow it and if you work it correctly, can be an incredible process because it teaches you that, guess what, the problem is you. So how to get out of your own way and conquer self-defeating behavior in a way that's profitable for you and your business and your partners. Another thing that it teaches us is that constantly planning for future events is just a form of procrastination. So when you're constantly planning to do something next week, next month, next quarter, next year, preparing for that, drawing up the strategy, the execution, the performance is missing. So that, like I said, is just a form of kicking the can down the road. Get out in front of yourself and understand that this is what your brain tries to trick you to do. Just stop yourself, check it, and move on to something that will continue down the process to the actual results. And then also it helps you identify what's actually holding you back from achieving the things that you want, because sometimes it's really as easy as two defining things: what I should be doing on a daily basis and what I should not be doing. And sometimes what you should not be doing consumes too much of your time on a daily basis, and so you're busy, but you're not getting anything done. So the common questions we should all use and ask ourselves, as well as our partners: what are you doing right now? What are you supposed to be doing? Are you actually doing that will help you? What are you going to do about it? And what do you think is going to happen if you do that again? Remember, we have the fork in the road for our partners, our clients. When we pave out a conversation, we can go either way. For our clients, our partners, it's a defining moment. You've got to make that decision which way, left, right fork, what are you going to take? Because all of those decisions, they will have some type of consequences. We're a digital marketing organization. So these, traditional ways that people have built agencies that have sold financial products are not going to work for you. That would essentially be like, you going back, if you were going to open up a retailer, going back and studying an old Sears model. These are things that, worked in the past, but don't work going forward. New ways. It requires that you think differently, read differently, act differently, and separate yourself. And once you understand what you're actually doing, you have great partnerships, you have great assets, you have a great look online, you have everything that you need for a plug-and-play operation that's predictable, and if you build it correctly, it can be very profitable. Your mindset should be one of building a company within a company. So whether or not you're here or gone, companies still exist, and it provides us infrastructure. Your job is to take that infrastructure and bring the human element to it inside the leadership factory and use that infrastructure to build something that will eventually be nationwide distribution of financial services. There is no better time in history, so let's understand this as we're out there prospecting, to be a marketer, network, or entrepreneur. It's the time of big data. You have social media, you have digital, you have all of this data, all of these ways you can reach people. You need to understand that what you have to offer on a macro level is great, and then what you have to offer on a micro level in terms of our specific assets, our company, our mission is extraordinary. So we're asking people on the partner side, if you're going to come in to unleash your digital entrepreneur and unleash that digital warrior, because the middle class, who we basically serve a lot, is critically underserved. Most people desire to be financially fit, they just don't know how to. And most people desire to have greater career engagement. All of these things, how money works, E to E, this should all be ringing in your head right now. When you understand why you do what you do and can go out in the marketplace and effectively communicate that message, people will get behind it. You're carving out market share, and this is very, very important because you can make the same mistakes that Alana and I made, or you can learn from us. You cannot just go out there and hire whoever you want and just think that just throwing them into a big pot and stirring them around is going to work. You need to carve out market share in a very defined, strategic, and executable way that allows you to dominate your market. So you've got a persona in terms of who's the partner that I think I can work best with, who's that client that I think that I can best assist, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to dominate that part of the market, and I'm going to be that person, go-to person for that particular other side. And it's not going to happen overnight. You are well-positioned from a company level, from partnership level, from asset levels. You're well-positioned to come in and build something immediately. But remember, the difference between the strategy, what you think is going to happen, and what you actually do, the execution, that gap is where all the leftover money and growth is. So if you're not doing things correctly, if you have the vision, but you're not executing, then you're leaving a lot of growth on the table. This model, with what you have in terms of little to no barrier entries to come in or exponential growth, I think you can really look at some growth goals and start to 10x those. You're going to need a vision board. If you've got big goals, you got big dreams, it's going to take big action. Well, what's going to get you in the trenches every day to continue performing consistently at a high level? What's the vision board? What do you want? And that's a big part of, if you guys were in earlier today, the WealthWave 360 training, the whole E to E presentation is about finding out what people want, how to get there, and how we fit in as that bridge or that roadmap that can assist. The combination of WealthWave 360, their missions, their marketing, with the ability to build virtual agencies on our side is a pretty powerful combo. Like I said, this is a business from the ground floor up that you build on your own. So it's not going to happen overnight, but if you do the things, follow our lead, and just stay out of the things that, we found that did not help us in the beginning, should go faster. And you've got the comprehensive marketing system. So your job is to open conversations. You've got email campaigns, you've got websites, you've got landing pages, you've got masterclass presentations that you can all go through. Once they're in, they're in. They're going to get well educated on a number of different things. But if you've got nobody going in your email campaigns, you've got nobody going into your pipeline, you can't expect anything to come out the backside. And then through this, like I just said, you've got a way that you can, after the initial engagement, provide more overview, deeper engagement, and then get on a personalized engagement level. So this is all built. Tom Matthews calls it high tech, high touch. Exactly what it's built to be. If you put these systems into place for you and learn how to not pitch but prospect, business is really not that hard. Our model, our CRM, the enterprise level CRM, is built so that we're already thinking distribution. So, in the CRM every day, you need to contact the new leads with your tier 1 contact and confirm script, opening conversations that lead to videos. Now, you need to follow up with existing leads with the same type of script that's going to the next action step. If they've watched the videos, are we sending them to the tier 1 ABC interview? They haven't watched the videos. Are they going to watch them now? If not, are they going to watch them today? Try to resolve leads. Not your job to just fill up the CRM with as many leads as possible and say, hey, look at this. It's your job to create and resolve leads as quickly as possible. Manage your calendar for specific appointments and tasks. You've got to keep that calendar up to date, because somebody in California, Florida, Texas, wherever can go to that and assign tasks to you, events on the calendar. So you need to have that up to date. And then you have tasks for the day that you set aside outside the calendar, inside the CRM. The calendar is specific, concrete stuff that you have to do. Other than that, you have, daily tasks that are due. You have tasks that are behind schedule. And then as a manager, you need to respond back to the CRM note. So as a manager, you're going to get, hey, a new note was added to John Smith's file. Well, as a manager, just know in the very, very beginning, and we went through this in the Saturday company meeting, recruiting doesn't stop when the person comes in. Recruiting really is a 90-day process after they come in. So part of the process is, hey, in the beginning, it's just a lot of tier 1 contact, right? There might not be much of any result in the beginning. Part of what I do is just, reaffirm that, hey, we all go through this. Keep doing what you're doing. You're right on schedule. Activity is a leading indicator. Let me know if you have questions. And then they'll start to develop through there. But if you're just non-responsive to any CRM notes that come through, the person feels like they're on a desert island all by themselves. From the CRM, you've got the task bar up here, the navigation bar that can take you anywhere you need to go for your business. So from the CRM, enterprise level that connects us all together, can also take the route anywhere you need to go through the navigation bar. And it can take you to the main menu, all virtual financial specific information. The reason I bring this up this week is because I've had some questions about the Senior Vice President Sprint tracking sheet. Under the main menu in the VF University, you're going to be able to take a view-only copy, file, make it your own, and then you can start filling it out with your upline's help. Remember, if we submit a packet of paperwork for your promotion to Senior Vice President, this tracking sheet has to be in there. If you don't know how to use it, A, we're going to help you, but also B, From a management perspective, you're going to be taking over an office, probably running multiple offices, so you need to understand why is this important, how to fill it out. It is a great sheet from a management level running an office or multiple offices to get a bird's eye view of exactly what's happening at any time. No matter what role that you're looking at taking on, we all do the inviter role. That's how we build our business. So when you look at that, even if you're never going to do the financial professional role, even if you're scared of the management role, you've got a part in the assembly line. You need to nail it. So partners, clients, that inviter, that marketer role, master that role, and once again, learn how to prospect, not pitch. Open conversations, talk to people. They will give you the information that you need to start, seeing how can I help this person on the partner or the client side. Remember, if you're prospecting enough and you're getting enough conversations and you're getting enough people to actually make it to the follow-ups, the last thing is actually nailing these conversations. Whether it's a full webinar presentation or whether it's a LinkedIn intro call, you will get better the more that you do. You're not going to be good at it at first, but just know through the process of continuing to do that, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to start to hear everything. You're going to start to be well-informed going in there that you feel confident to handle that conversation. And then B, if you go through a lot of these and nothing's happening, you should get upset. Why am I getting no results? Let's go back to the presentation. Something's wrong. Am I long-winded? Do I not have notes in front of me, questions? Am I just winging it? There's an answer probably. If you're not getting the results from prospecting on the conversations, this is your problem. Somewhere in the presentation of handling that call, it's going awry. So you need to learn, you need to practice, and you need to improve. That's the only way you're going to get better at any of this stuff. You can't just improve without learning and without practicing. So the education part, the implementation, the testing, the failing, and the getting better, can't skip all these steps. And we talked about this. Quit working with just anyone. That was my main mistake when I started this business, that I didn't have a persona. I just hired people based on what they understood about what we're doing and their motivation. That's part of it. But I have to be able to mold these people into what they want to be and what I need them to be. So own your niche, find your ideal client, your ideal partner, make them a priority. And then find your core service. We got 200 carriers, 500 products. You can build a business of, one product, a couple products. That's what you need to understand is you don't have to know everything about everything. You need to know and master a persona, a couple of personas, and then master a core service or a product. It starts with you. And what I'm going to show you guys right now is that you can approach this business from many different ways. Let me give you an example. The business that you're building, the distribution business, could be based solely on living benefits. I am fully convinced that somebody can set up virtual agency offices all across the country, specialize in this one product, and build multiple legs, a multi-million-dollar distribution. Whether it's new insurance, whether it's upgrade insurance, this is a product that is well needed, and you could build an army of people out there that's working on distribution of this one product. Now, if you are working on, for example, living benefits, that's a term product. It's not, there's not different prices, there's not different money going in there, there's not cash value. It's pretty straightforward. Don't prolong the necessary steps to get to an application. If I'm going into a conversation, I'll have this up on my computer just so if I get into the conversation and I need to do a quick quote, I can do it instead of, hey, let me do some research and a quote for you and get back to you. Hey, let me talk to you about this today, and let's talk about, hey, if I can significantly improve your situation, would there be any reason why you wouldn't at least apply to see if this was an option? Once again, framing the conversation, cutting through the fat that you guys are putting in your way of getting to revenue and income. And you got it right there. The summary will list it. If somebody's got a 20-year term, traditional death benefit only, and they're paying about the same price, guess what? If you can qualify and get approved for this, I can significantly improve your situation. Remember, these are not emotional buys. These are not impulsive buys. These are not exciting buys. Your job is to bring a little enthusiasm to the insurance buy because the other side's really not going to do that. And once you understand that they need it and they understand they need it, but they're not going to be excited about buying it, then you can provide that enthusiasm. And then also on the other side, you could build an entire nationwide distribution system based on the mission, based on the How Money Works nationwide financial literacy campaign, the book distribution that leads to many different things. And, WealthWave kind of mapped this out on a personal value level at a marketing director. As you start to build team, what the value of that is, and then, the leverage of the personal with the team. Now, once again, we've talked about this. You cannot just mail books out, follow up, and see if somebody's read it. If they haven't, say, call me when you have, or not follow up at all. The book being sent out is a way to open a conversation. It gives you something to talk about. So you have to understand that you can't just mail these out, give these out, and expect magic to happen. Take some work. It's all about follow-up. No matter if you're product-driven, mission-driven, you should understand that what you're building has 4 different income levels, streams of income that somebody can access, whether it's personal, agency, expansion, or bonus income. They need to understand how do they get there, what those things mean, and what they actually want to access, because it's important. I look for builders. I look for people who want to build distribution. And I know that if I find the right people, if I start to dominate that market with a specific message to a specific type of person, then I'm willing to invest time in them coming in. I know at the very beginning they're going to need a lot from me. They're very dependent, almost like a baby. Then they'll start to be, interdependent, which is the coaching and mentoring. And then with our system, with everything we provide, they're going to become independent. The right ones will. And you guys will have a business relationship, probably a personal relationship. But guess what? They don't need you anymore. And from that time you invested through this evolution process, you're going to get paid for that very well. Mentoring is a big part of what we do. You can't just sign people up, expect them to go through the process of learning all this on their own and being successful. You're going to have to help them, whether, it's with marketing, strategy, the assembly line, management. People need help in different areas of the business. The more that you can help them, the more money you make, because independence creates wealth. And also, we build the brand online, and a lot of people don't know coming in what they should be doing. So once again, very easy steps, very, harmless conversation and communication going out into these platforms will help them feel easy, confident going in here. And then through the conversations we open, the last step, like we talk about, is just understanding how to read people. Ultimately, we want to do, some things online, but we want to build our brand. And also we want to connect, engage, and message to get people on the phone. It's not just an automated process where we hop online and the entire process is handled online and we never talk to this person. Online communication drives phone communication, which will drive outcomes. Remember, guys, we're not that far removed. Less than a decade, 8 years ago, insurance agents were required to be face-to-face with the client to take the insurance application. So when we started this a number of years ago, the response was you can't do the insurance industry this way. Now everybody basically has to do it this way. The difference is we are executing in the virtual environment, not setting up, implementing, testing. We're executing. And that's our big first mover advantage. When you have first mover advantage, you also, the first guy through the wall gets bloody. That's the saying. And we definitely got bloody. We understand the pitfalls of what we did in the beginning, how we set this up, the development of the system. All this stuff was hard, guys. It's a well-oiled machine ready to go. You're going to have to provide some things on the front end, but that's what we're trying to help you to do. You've got a contract that is designed for the builder, and you've got a system that's designed for distribution. These were taken from our old marketing system, and I just want to show you guys these. A, you can take snapshots of it on the recording or whatever, but also B, this will help you with some of the language that you have. We have revolutionary marketing and support, all that goes in, with what we have right here. We have a revolutionary comp plan. We have the ability on the virtual side to save money, save time, be more efficient. And once again, no meetings, no appointments, no sales for you to make if you do not want those. So yes, these are good graphics, but the verbiage on here is more, in the tool belt. So as you develop the language and verbiage going forward, you'll be able to take over some of these roles that we do for you in the beginning. Does your company offer? We offer a lot here. Learn how on the client side or on the partner side to enjoy tax-free retirement income, no downside risk, quit wasting your time, quit wasting your money, earn more with less stress, and then living benefits. Our company offers a virtual lifestyle. We have 3 missions. It is time freedom, lifestyle freedom, and financial freedom. The first 2, time and lifestyle freedom, there's elements of that they get pretty instantaneously. They have to work towards financial freedom, But inside the industry, are the people that you're talking to aligned with the right company to take advantage of this revolution, take control of your life? And what makes a business real? There's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of networking opportunities, but is the product real? Does anybody care about it? Is the business real? It's a real opportunity, guys. So make sure that you're confident going out there. And then on the other side, most of the people out there are drifting through life. You have to make sure that you put them in a position where they understand and start to mentally go through the process of, hey, maybe I'm not doing what I need to do to put myself in the position to get where I want to go. So remember, people inside this industry, financial services, most of their plans, whether they know it or not, is just to make sales till they drop dead. So do you want to be X years old? Or do you want to see out in the future 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now and still be the one out there doing sales? Now, this is important. You could like the sales side, and that's different. If you want to do it, fine. But do you want to be in the position where you have to be out there making sales? I don't. Do you want to be X years old and still have to be out there selling? How long have you been in the business? If it's 15, 20, 25 years, what do you have to show for your time in the business? And then what's your plan of action going forward? If we've made mistakes, if we're not getting the return off the time in the industry, what's our plan of action going forward? Also, how likely, and this is very, very important, guys, how likely is it that you will receive my contract and my compensation? Very likely. How likely is it that you will receive Mike and Chris's, founders of Virtual Financials, contract and compensation? Very likely. How likely is it you'll receive Bill Mitchell's contract and compensation? Very likely. How likely is it you can go to any other company out there and receive the CEO's contract and compensation opportunity? Not very likely. My contract and compensation is the same as Bill Mitchell's. It's the same as Chris and Mike's. It's the same that you guys have the opportunity. It is a level playing field. So this is very, very important because you're not going to be stopped in the growth cycle based on having to wait for your opportunity. And then what does that mean for us, our company? Well, if you guys are on LinkedIn, if you see the notifications come through from people in the insurance or financial services industry, you know that it's common for people to have 3, 4 jobs in the same year. So what it does for us, and it fixes that problem, it stops turnover and it keeps good people and talent, not everybody coming in. What I'm talking about, successful people who build ownership, they're not going to go. They're not working for anybody. They're working for themselves. They have everything they need to be successful. There are tons of places to go for personal production. I'm not in here for production. I'm in here for distribution. This industry's always been about distribution. The other side doesn't understand the importance of building distribution. You're probably talking to the wrong person. And then how do you keep someone who's a top talent? Well, you allow them to make money. You allow them to build and foster their own relationships, and you lock people in through ownership. It's not hard to figure out. Somebody owns something, they're going to stick around. There is $2.3 million plus paid out on this platform every single day. One of the reasons that you may not be given or getting as big a piece of that as you may want or desire is because you lack follow-up skills. Follow-up is where business is built. It's where money is made. It's also on the other side, lack of follow-up is where business is lost and money is lost as well. Champions keep playing until they get it right. Remember, starting a business from the ground floor in this size industry with so much competition, with so much disruption going on right now, there's going to be good days, bad days. There's going to be feel like days like you feel quitting. There's going to be days that you feel like you're on just top of the mountain. What you have to understand is building a business cannot be a roller coaster ride of emotion. Keep an even keel, understand, step out of the day-to-day activity sometime, and take a macro view to understand this is building, and if it's not building as fast as you want it to, go through a system of checks and balances, figure out what's going on, and how can you improve. It may be just down to verbiage, or it may be something on the execution side. So let us know what we can help you guys out with. Sweet spot for the year. Go after and attack this. And like I said, we are here. We probably made a lot of the mistakes that you guys would make, but we can preemptively overcome those. So be someone that's not sitting out there just wondering. Don't keep the questions to yourself. Fire away and ask for help.
Thank you so much, Mike. That was a great training. So let me go ahead and stop the recording, and then we'll open up the floor for questions or anything that anybody else has. Thank you so much.